You know what really sucks about the loot in this game? There's actually two things that suck a lot about the loot in this game. One, getting from like basically power level 0 up to 100 is like, it feels like a complete waste of time. Like all the loot that I've been getting is like, I'm just trashing it all because there's like no point in making a build when you're constantly just being given a new piece all the time. And usually the stats on it suck, and then it's like, okay, so why am I gonna bother messing around with this shit when like it doesn't matter yet? You know, that's basically what it is. So then you get to level, like the power level 100, then you can finally start making builds. So because you can up the level of it by, you know, feeding the loot to it pretty much. So that's cool. But then it creates a new problem, because the second problem is you can't re-roll the stats on it. So like if you get a bunch of like garbage rolls every single time, like let's say if, like for example, right now, I think what I want to do is I want to do a range build on Iron Man. So precision I know for sure, and then probably proficiency. So like if I wanted to like spec on only doing that, this one has might and intensity, so that's already not doing what I wanted to do. But then like the actual bonuses could be something good, and I'm like, damn, I really like that bonus, but you know, I don't like the actual stats. So like there's no way to re-roll that shit. So it's like you're just stuck, you know, and that just really blows. Like at least with the Division 2, because I played a lot of that as well, and it has a very similar gear score, you know, grinding system exactly like this. And at least in that game, you can re-roll stats. So like if you get something that's close to a god roll, you can make it a god roll by putting like, you know, changing the valor into precision, you know, like just re-roll that part and then that's it. You're good, you know? So like, I don't understand why they haven't implemented that in this game. This game has been out for 2 years and people have just been struggling with just praying to God that they're, you know, that they're going to get good RNG that day. Like that's really shitty. I don't know. Hopefully they do something with that, but like, I don't know. Like it's been 2 years. So I just kind of feel like they're not going to just pull a magic patch out of their hat and just all of a sudden do it. But I don't know. Wishful thinking, I guess. Right. See that, you know what's the sad part about this whole idea of like to keep the player playing, you know, that whole thing? It's not going to keep the player playing when they get frustrated and quit out of frustration of not getting the gear that they want. You know what I mean? Like if you would make it a little bit more reasonable for your game to actually allow you to get the best loot possible, guess what? The game is still there to be enjoyed if they like it. You know what I mean? Like, I like this game enough that I could see myself playing it for a very long time. But it's because of the combat system. It's because of the way that the missions are. Like, I just enjoy it. Remember back in the day when we didn't play games for achievements? We played games because we liked it, right? Like, that was the only reason why we played video games. Like, remember the very first, like, fucking Pac-Man and shit like that? Like, I didn't play Pac-Man to get like the best gear and to grind for the best loot so I can be able to suck down the ghost faster or something. Like, you know, not no dumb shit like that. You just play it because it's fun. Like sometimes I have to remind myself to do that because I play grind games like this a lot. And I'll get to the point where I don't enjoy the game anymore because I'm trying this whole like optimize, get the best gear possible, power level all the time mentality that just totally like ruins the purpose of me having fun. So yeah, that's one of the biggest takeaways, is just remembering to have fun. And sometimes with these grind games, it starts to get to the point where you're trying so hard to compete with other people and you forget to have fun. I know it sounds weird because you're playing a video game, but it is true. And this is stuff that leads to burnout, and which ultimately led to my burnout with this game. And hopefully someday Marvel's Avengers will get fixed, but I highly doubt it, especially with they got the new Marvel MMO that's going to be surfacing in the future, and then probably even other games that are going to replace it. Especially since I heard some stuff about Crystal Dynamics apparently stopping development of this game to work on the new Tomb Raider. So I don't know if that's true or not, but it sounds like it could be true, because why would they bother with a game that didn't really make them that much money and doesn't really have a super huge fan base to support it with the microtransactions and all that stuff? So yeah, that's my 2 cents on that. But anyways, have a good one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.